the idea of positive criminology, I thought about, can be method that may help a person, an individual, to create something within oneself, that this something will help that person not to behave in a criminal manner. Is it possible that we help the person to explore something within oneself, that this something will stand against self-centeredness? Let me give you an example. Another study that I'm doing, which is a very recent one. I don't know if you heard about the Sufi school of Islam. I don't know many of you have Islamic backgrounds, and how many of you know about the Sufis. In India, actually, there are some very good schools of Sufis, even of non-Islamic people, which is very typical to India. Anyhow, there is a very well-known school of Sufi, Islamic Sufi in Acre, Israel, north of Israel. And they do some work with offenders. They actually work with ex-prisoners. Ex-prisoners, they come there, and what they do, they reconstruct their place, and they take for workers only ex-prisoners as a kind of a social mission. And I spoke with the director of the place just before we began the study. There's now a PhD study runs there under my supervision, but before I went there to speak with this director to see if it's possible and what goes on there. And he told me, I asked him, do you influence these ex-prisoners? And he said, no. Do you educate them? He said, no. What do you do with them? He said, nothing. We just serve as an example, role models of something else. Now, let me put a little more, to go deeper into this idea of serving as a role model. The research is already there. The researcher, she almost finished to collect all the data, qualitative data. She interviewed many people. And she interviewed some ex-prisoners who had this experience to be there. For example, one of them told her, at the beginning, I used to come there, I used to do drugs there. And, to live like this, being a violent person, being a criminal, self-centered person. They said nothing. They said just, if you want to do drugs, do it outside and then come back. Because here it's not good to do drugs. This is holy place. But they didn't check if it does or not. They didn't say you are a bad person, nothing like this. If you want to do drugs, do whatever you like. But do it outside and come back. Because it's not good here. It doesn't fit well here. They said, well, at the beginning I thought I can make drugs here, nobody looking after me, etc. This is the way of thinking of a criminal. But after a while, we saw that no one paid attention. They said it only once, that's it. But we saw the manner of these people, how they behave. They are so peaceful, they're so kind. Whatever they behave like, they are still kind. And there is something different there. And they said, no, it's not good to do drugs here. By himself, he stopped using drugs at that place. Because this is no good. This is a peaceful place. There was something positive within that person that began to rise. And after a while, he said, well, I can stop doing drugs there. Maybe I can stop doing drugs at all. Maybe I can stop being a violent person. Maybe I can stop talking this street violent language. And he absolutely changed. Gradually, from time to time, he took more and more change upon oneself. Everything was voluntarily. So we call it this Sufi way of working, we call it, in a way, peacemaking criminology. And it is peacemaking and this spiritual criminology and this positive criminology. And you see, the role model that he received being there was a role model of non-self-centered behavior. For him, he was extremely in self-centered behavior. The meeting in between them was a crisis for him. Now, what behavior will win? Deep inside most people that I know, even the worst criminals, and I've spoken with some of them, very deep there is a craving for something which is peaceful, human, peaceful. And if you see this exists there, something happens. Let me give you another example, please. A few years ago, you may remember that there was a very big experiment of doing Vipassana in a jail in Delhi. You know the name of the jail, I forgot it. It was Betty, was his name? Yeah, that was her name. She did it, she was the director of the jail. And there was a film done about it by an Israeli director. And this director, she came back to Israel and she said, let's do the same in Israel. And she talked with our authorities in the prison system, and they choose one jail in the north of Israel, which is a therapeutic jail of rehabilitation. And then they decided to have one Vipassana course for prisoners who will volunteer. They were all, of course, offenders. They were in jail, but they also were drug addicts. And they asked me to be the principal researcher of this project. And we went there, we interviewed them before, we interviewed them just after the course was done, and 3-4 months following to know if something really changed. And, well, they completed the course, which was surprisingly, because sitting, Vipassana, meditation all day, it's a self-centered person does not do it very easily. Try to do it yourself. I don't know if you have this experience to sit in silence do it 1 hour a day. It's enough. Do it for 10 days in silence without smoking their cigarettes. Drug addicts, they didn't smoke cigarettes. Well, their friends threw them some beyond the walls at night, but during the day they didn't smoke. They had very vegetarian, simple diet, which they are not used to. Last meal at 2 o'clock. They are not used to this diet or way of life. But no one left. They all finished this course. And they asked for another one. And for another one, part of this group did another one, and then new prisoners came for the second one. What was the force of this course for them? Why it was so attractive? And after the course was done, they asked the prison authorities to give them a Vipassana room for daily meditation, which they carry on from time till the prison authorities couldn't stand on it. I mean, the prisoners wanted to continue, the authorities couldn't. What was the force of this Vipassana course? We asked them, how could you stay like this for 10, 12 days? I don't remember exactly. And they told a nice story, and it was one day around they told this. I mean, it was qualitative, but still, it has a lot of significance for them. And they told that in the course, the staff of the course were volunteers who came outside the jail, and they stayed with us for almost 2 weeks. One of them, the course principal, came all the way from Canada to Israel. He came all the way from Canada to be with us, voluntarily. Well, he might be either crazy or a good person. Now, self-centered people don't know what is a good person. A good person is someone that they can steal his money easily, and he won't go to the police. That is a good person for a self-centered person. No, but then they meet, there are some other kind of people who are really good. And it resonates. It resonates within themselves something. There's a mutual resonance of goodness. And they say they took care for us so gently. They prepare our food voluntarily. They didn't talk, they just help us. They listen to us. In the Vipassana, sometimes they can say whatever they feel, and they listen to us. They were there for us, they cared for us. And there is a sentence that I must repeat that I still remember. One of the prisoners told us, "Now I know, angels are not in the sky, they can be here on earth." Which is a very strong sentence. So, and then he said, so how can I quit the course if these good people came all the way to be with me? I have honor, self-honor. See, there's still some self-centeredness. I have some self-honor. If they come, they can do it, I can do it as well. So I did it for them. But they didn't ask him to do it. They asked nothing out of him. That is the power of this. They asked nothing of him. They just gave him and gave him. This is positive criminology in practice, actually. And this is